Ooh, let's get these notes pulled up. You're already subscribed. Welcome back, my darling. And if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, because baby, let me tell you one thing, and one thing that's for sure. I'm 31 years old. This type of shit's been happening to me my whole life, and I guarantee you it always will. So if you want story times like this at the drop of a dime, because this was not the planned content for today, then subscribe. And also, while you're down there at the subscribe button, be sure that you do turn your notification bell for all notifications and become a part of the Morgan Shay Notify a gang. Now, very quickly, before we do get into the video, I did just want to mention these stickers that I did get to decorate my MacBook. These are so cute. I got them from Amazon. I will have a picture of them on the screen right now of the actual ones that I purchased, and I'll have them linked below. These are so cute. It came with 100. This is only probably maybe 40% of them. There's a shit ton more. I just thought you guys might really be into them. So again, I'll have them linked below. They are so stinking cute. Okay, so this story, I just need to preface and let you guys know that the person that we're talking about is going to be, number one, called Cindy. We're going to call her Cindy. Number two, I've known this person since the 4th grade, okay? Number three, I have continuously helped this person so many times that I'm just not even going to tell you guys the number, but I came up with about 39 times. But it's probably been more than that, okay? Just this story, the reason why I'm telling it is even if it is to just help one person, because if you have a friend who only contacts you when they need something, okay, they're never there for you. They're not your friend, okay? They're just not. And you need to drop them. And all of these lessons that I've learned in life, I share them, though they're embarrassing, but I share them to possibly help one of my little babies. That's what it's all for. So let's go ahead and get into it. In April of this year, we all know the pandemic happened, and I started going live on Facebook. And that's when things kind of started for me. That's when things kind of started happening for me. And part of that caused some people out of the woodwork to kind of crawl their way back in. Now, with that being said, a lot of the people who's contacted me, people that I haven't spoken to in years, has been really nice catching back up with them. Like Persia, a girl I went to school with, grew up with her pretty much my whole life, reached out to me, and we used to be super close when we were kids. Emily, I mean, that was like my soul sister growing up. So most of the people who have come back and kind of we've been talking, it's been really nice. However, there's been one that I can think of right now. Cindy. Let's just get into it. So, like I said, back in April, I started first going live on Facebook. And after going live on Facebook for about 3 weeks, it was about 3 weeks and 2 days, I started a YouTube channel. Let's see here. On May the 14th of this year, Cindy reached out to me. Now, per my messenger app, the last time that Cindy had reached out to me was in October of 2016. Okay? So I was like, oh, hey, somebody else, coming back to say hello. However, when I seen that it was Cindy, I was like, oh God, because I knew that she probably needed something, because this is the type of friend, I say that loosely, that only contacts me when she needs something. It's always been that way. And it's not like she needs food or, you know, she needs a pair of shoes. She needs money. It's always money. Anyways, so she sends me a message and she's like, hey girl, I hope all's going well. It looks like life's going really great for you. But I'm not doing so well and I need to borrow $1,000. I message her back and I'm like, oh my God, you know, I hate to hear that. I'm so sorry. You know, I know a lot of people really going through it right now. You know, I can't even imagine. And I was like, unfortunately, I just don't have $1,000 to give right now. And plus, in May, a lot of us didn't know what the hell was going to happen. I remember like at work, like we didn't know you know, whether we were going to be furloughed, like what was going to happen. It was up in the air with Chris. Like I didn't have that to give. I don't think many people had that to give. So I apologized to her and I said, I'm sorry. I just don't have it. So that was it. Didn't hear nothing else until October the 22nd. October the 22nd, I get a message from her on a live that I was doing on Instagram. And I go live on Instagram, Facebook, just about every day. She's like, hey, I really need to talk to you. And puts her number in like the live chat on Instagram. I'm like, oh my God, take that out. Like, direct message me, like do not put that in the live chat, like holy shit. And she's like, oh, okay. And she puts it in the direct message. I call her, I'm like, hey, what's up? She was like, hey, things have gotten a lot worse and I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I really need $500. Like I really need it. And I'm talking to her on the phone and Chris is there with me. And he was like, babe, you know, we can't give her $500, but like, I think you should help her. And I'm like, baby, I basically tell her, hey, let me talk to Chris and I'll call you back. I know we can't do 500, but let me talk to Chris and I'll call you back. And she was like, well, I know you're all famous now. You're making all this money. I was like, honey, I'm not making no money. I'm not monetized. Like, I don't make no money off of this. I do this because this is what I want to do. So I'm going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it, whether I make money or not. Whether you people subscribe or not, I'm still going to be here. So you might as well subscribe. But anyways, tangents. So Chris is like really like wanting to help her out. Okay. And that's just the type of person Chris is. That's just how he is. He don't care if it's a homeless person holding a sign and he just seen them walk out of the liquor store. Like he does not care. He will give them money. Always. He's always been that way. It's one of the reasons why I love him so much. He's got just the most pure, perfect heart of any man I've ever seen. It's going to make me cry. Anyways, he's like, I think we should help her. And I said, baby, I have helped this girl so much. My nanny helped her countless amounts of times because it wasn't really me helping her. It was more my nanny. I said, never seen a dime back. Never. And I tell him, I was like, you know, 2 years before Nanny died, she borrowed around $600 from my nanny and never paid it back. And I just want to, you know, like we'll never see it. And he was like, well, call her back and tell her, you know, that you will loan her $200. And I was like, babe, it's not going to be a loan. Like, we will not get it back. So I call her and I tell her exactly what he says. And she's like, okay, well, can you Cash App it to me? I don't really feel comfortable meeting you. And I said, yeah, but it'll be tomorrow. And she was like, oh, well, I really need it now. And I said, you know, I'm sorry, but it'll be tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow. Like, it'll just be tomorrow. I don't know what to tell you. And I don't know why, but I had like this feeling in me to wait till tomorrow. I don't know why I was so like gung-ho on that, but like something in me was like thinking like, Morgan, wait till tomorrow. I'm so glad. I don't know if it was God. I don't know if it was Satan. I don't know who was telling me to wait till tomorrow, But I'm so glad that I did, because the very next day,
Lord, thank you, Jesus,
I get a call from my good friend Misty. She gave me permission to say her name. Shout out, babe. She gives me a call and she was like, do not loan that bitch any money. And I was like, oh my God, Sandy? And she was like, yeah. I was like, why? And she was like, because she's a lying piece of dog shit. I was like, what are you talking? What's going on? And she said, she works with me. I was like, she works? She told me that she got furloughed. And she was like, absolutely not. She still has her job. We all just got raises before the pandemic. We didn't lose our bonuses. We didn't lose our raise. And I was like, why is she reaching out to me wanting money for? Misty then tells me, because she thinks that you're making so much money off YouTube, she doesn't think that it's fair. I said, well, you can please, I will send her a screenshot. I'm not monetized. I don't make shit. And even if I did, what does that matter? Are you the one coming up with the content, filming the content, buying all the shit to make the content better, editing for hours and hours and hours until your brain actually leaves your body, uploading it, which, depending on YouTube's mood, can either take 30 minutes or 4 hours. It just depends on what type of mood is YouTube in today. Then you have description boxes and all this shit. Like, this is a job, bitch, especially when you upload 5 times a week, like me. I will have my uploading schedule on the screen now. Like, bitch, this is a job regardless, but I don't make nothing from it. I make nothing from it right now. It doesn't matter to me. This is my dream. This is in my soul. Like, this is what I'm meant to do. I've never been more happy in my life. And unfortunately, I still have bills, so I still have my full-time job. And until I'm able to get paid from YouTube, I will not be able to quit my job, which means I'll have to stay to 5 times a week. But my goal is to eventually be able to do YouTube full-time, get paid from it, be able to pay off my bills, and upload every day, because that's what you should do when you're getting paid from YouTube, and that's on period. Like, that's none of her business anyways. So this, like, really pisses me off even more. And so I tell Chris, I tell him the whole situation. He's like, what the hell? That's weird. I was like, yeah, that's her. Like, she's just really she's a sociopath. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Not diagnosed or anything, but in my opinion, sociopath. But anyways, me and her end up getting into this huge fight. The story's not done yet, people. We're now going to fast forward to December the 6th, when I was having one of my little classes. So I have these little classes for makeup. I've been doing them through the pandemic. Basically, it's a Zoom class, and we do makeup. I do a tutorial. I walk you through it, whatever. Well, didn't know it, but Cindy had signed up for one of these classes. And to pay for it, it's through Cash App, okay? So basically, you reach out to my group, you say you want to be a part of it, you put down a $10 deposit, and then the day of, you have to do it at least 10 minutes before the group starts. You have to pay the $25, okay? Now, a lot of people will pay the $25 with the $10 deposit, or they'll pay more, so they'll like enter a tip or whatever. But I have this one, and it's usually every person. I've never had a person like only pay $15. I've never had anybody do that. Not that it would matter, that's what the cost is, but most of the time people include tips or whatever. So I have this person pay $15, and it kind of stuck out to me because, again, I've never had anybody do this. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because that's what I charge for it. So basically, when you pay your $10 deposit, technically all you would really have to pay is $15. But again, most people pay the $25 or more as a tip. So I see that there's a person who's entering the group that's only paying $15. And I then am like, wait a minute. wait a minute, that's Cindy. That's Cindy. So I message her and I'm like, hey, I just don't think that it's a good idea for you to be a part of my class. I'm going to reimburse you your money, your deposit and everything, which normally I don't do because a deposit is a deposit and you get the deposit back, you know, if you are part of the class, whatever. The deposit is to hold your spot in the group, okay? And I'm just like, I just don't think it's a good idea. So one of my friends, John, he told me I could tell you guys. He's been doing the same thing. And sometimes we'll do them together. But of course we have our own little things too. So he holds it. I do mine on Sundays. He does his the following Sunday. So I do the first Sunday. He does the second. And the following weekend, he calls me so upset. And I'm like, what? And he said, I had this little bitch and her two friends steal from me. And I said, what do you mean? And so he does his differently. He doesn't do his through Cash App, and I've told him to do it that way. John's just, he just wasn't doing it the way he should have been doing it. He wasn't, you know, making sure that he had the money from the people before it started or anything like that. And since then, I have helped John, so don't try it, Cindy. But anyways, she got with her little pals and decided to screw over John. And because John, like, her name didn't hit with him right off the bat. He knows who she is, but off the bat, it didn't hit with him. He had no idea. And so, of course, the service was done, and I was like, did you not notice her? And he said, no. He said, I didn't even recognize who she was. I was like, oh my God. So she ended up not paying and had all of her friends not pay. Screwed my John baby out of all that money. I was like, John, I'm so sorry. So yeah, I'm doing this video because if you have somebody like this in your life, just cut them out. Just cut them out. Cut them out. Cut them out at the source. And Cindy, I know that you're probably going to watch this, and I do wish you nothing but the best. But also, do the right thing and pay John for the service that he provided, and have your friends pay John for the service that he provided. And before I get a bunch of comments saying that, you know, well, John should have done this and that. Yes, he should have. And I've helped him. And, you know, he's not very electronic savvy. He is an older man. Yes, he's gay, but he's also 60. So before any of that, I will defend him to the deaths. Okay? So don't even come for my gay husband, because don't do it. But Cindy, I wish you the absolute best, but don't fuck with me, and damn sure don't fuck with my people. And if you're in the comments being nasty to my little babies, don't do it. Don't do it, Cindy. But yeah, you guys, that is about my thief of a friend. Well, ex-friend, whatever. Be careful with who you hang out with. Be careful with who you trust. Be careful with the people that you let in here, into your soft spot, in your heart. Be careful of those people, because unfortunately, people with bad intentions don't always look like they may have bad intentions. Just trust your instincts. And if you feel like you're being used, or you think that you may be being used, you probably are being used. So yeah, you guys, I love you all so much. I hope this helps at least one person. Anytime that I'm pissed like this, I always just like to come right on camera and tell you guys raw in the moment. And that's what this was. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, I do wish Cindy the best in life. And I do hope that you become a better person, because, yeah, I just hope for your sake and your karma that you become a better person. And again, I do know in a big way that all of this was my fault, because I am a big-hearted person. So every time that Cindy did use me, okay, or technically steal from me, because technically if you borrow something and don't bring it back, that is considered a thief, okay? That's theft. it was my fault because I continuously let it happen. But anyways, you guys, be sure that you do follow me on social media. It is linked down below as always. I'm super, super active on every platform that is linked below. Also, do be sure that you do subscribe before you leave and become a part of our community. And also be sure that you click that bell as well and turn on all notifications so that you become a part of the Morgan Shay Notify a gang. And until next time, my sweet little baby darlings. Bye.
I don't fuck with you.